to extend the light of consciousness to the stars. That's SpaceX's official mission, from the legal document behind the largest IPO in history. Notice, it doesn't say to extend humans or human life. It says to extend the light of consciousness. Read the whole document closely, and you arrive at a very uncomfortable possibility. The thing that reaches the stars may not be biologically human. Then, in the very same document, Musk's payday, over 1 billion shares, is tied to a permanent human colony on Mars, at least 1 million inhabitants. So the money says humans, the mission says consciousness. Maybe it means nothing, but this is Elon Musk we're talking about, right? The richest person on Earth, and a founder known for controlling even the smallest details inside his companies. So when a legal document this important uses a phrase this unusual, I think we should pay attention. Some of what follows is documented fact. Some of it is my interpretation, and I'll always tell you which is which. Now, let's read the document. Everything in this section is on paper. You can read it yourself on the SEC's website. The link is in the description. That mission sentence has 3 parts. Make life multiplanetary. Classic SpaceX. That one's 20 years old. Understand the true nature of the universe. That's not a SpaceX line. Word for word, it's XAI's mission. Because in February 2026, SpaceX bought XAI. The rocket company absorbed the AI brain. And then there's the third part, one neither company used before. Extend the light of consciousness to the stars. Notice what it doesn't say. It doesn't name a species. It doesn't name a body. Consciousness is substrate neutral, meaning it doesn't matter what it runs on. It's whatever carries the light. And just sit with that language for a second. The true nature of the universe. The light of consciousness to the stars. Now, this is me talking, not the filing. Whatever you think of Elon Musk, no other CEO alive files sentences like these with regulators. You can admire him or despise him. You can argue about almost everything he does. But the one thing you can't do is ignore him. Now, the same document ties Musk's pay to something very concrete. 1 billion shares, but only if he delivers. And what does he have to deliver? A permanent human colony on Mars. At least 1 million inhabitants. Oh, and the word Mars? It shows up 63 times. So why the careful hedge on that one word, human? For that, we leave the lawyers. And now we go to the biology. The published research says something most space coverage skips right past. The human body might be the single hardest engineering problem in all of spaceflight. Start with radiation. Outside Earth's magnetic field, you're hit by galactic cosmic rays. That includes HZE particles, heavy, high-energy atoms that are, in the words of the research, uniquely harmful and very hard to shield against. A 2023 paper in the journal NPJ Microgravity calls space radiation a possible, quote, major showstopper for deep space travel. DNA damage, higher cancer risk, and organ damage that builds up over time. Then there's microgravity. Astronauts lose bone density at about 1% per month. Muscles waste away. The heart and blood vessels get weaker. And about 1 in 3 astronauts on long space station missions develop something called SANS, a syndrome that attacks the eyes. Fluid shifts up toward the head. The back of the eye swells. The eyeball literally flattens. Vision blurs. None of these are problems with the rocket. They're problems with us. We're the product of millions of years of evolution, adapted to the exact conditions of one planet. Its gravity, its magnetic shield, its air, a pale blue dot. That's here. That's home. That's us. And everywhere else, we're fragile. And here's the twist. It takes us right back to the document, because SpaceX admits all of this. In its own list of risk factors, the company admits that several of its goals depend on, quote, unproven technologies or technologies that do not exist, and that deep space flight puts human life at risk. Just this February, Musk himself pushed the Mars timeline back by, in his words, about 5 to 7 years. Sit with that for a second. The company whose founder's payday legally needs 1 million humans on Mars just told you in the same document that the technology to keep those humans alive doesn't exist yet. But biology isn't the only wall. There's a second one. And this one, it's just math. Now add the economics. And the numbers, as reported, are brutal. A crewed Mars mission, building it, transport, life support, operations, is commonly estimated at over $100 billion. A robotic mission? Curiosity and Perseverance, NASA's 2 car-sized rovers driving around Mars right now, cost about $2 to $3 billion each. That's a 30 to 50 times difference. And the difference is us. Getting 1 kilogram to low Earth orbit costs somewhere between $1,000 and $5,000 on a commercial rocket. But a human kilogram never travels alone. It brings oxygen, water, food, heating, radiation shielding, medical gear, a way to escape if something goes wrong, backup systems, and someone to talk to so it doesn't lose its mind. So think about what it takes to keep a kilogram of flesh alive in space versus a kilogram of steel. Well, the steel needs electricity. That's the whole list. Okay, almost. Space radiation attacks computer chips too, flipping bits, damaging circuits. But that has an engineering fix. Hardened chips, backup systems, error correction. You can radiation harden a computer. You can't radiation harden a human. And the steel is getting cheap. Tesla is ending Model S and Model X production to turn its Fremont factory into an Optimus robot factory. The target? 1 million humanoid robots a year at a price of $20,000 to $30,000 each. And the research firm Rethink X projects the cost of robot labor dropping close to zero within 2 decades. Now, a quick reality check. On Tesla's January earnings call, Musk admitted today's Optimus robots are mostly for learning and collecting data. Not useful work yet. Fine, the argument doesn't depend on the robot being ready today. It depends on which way the 2 cost curves bend. One bends toward $20,000, the other starts at $100 billion. If you were designing a system to expand off this planet, you wouldn't even need the meeting. The spreadsheet has already voted. And it didn't vote for us. So here's the question worth asking. Is anyone actually building it? The rockets, the robots, the brain, all under one roof? One person is. And you've been watching him do it in plain sight. Okay, here's where I leave the documents, the research, and the spreadsheets, and I start connecting the dots. Musk has never said what I'm about to say, so treat it as inference. An educated reading. Let's put the missions side by side, in order. Tesla first. And its own mission history is to tell. 3 missions in 23 years. 2003, sustainable transport. 2016, sustainable energy. January 2026, to build a world of amazing abundance. Transport, energy, abundance. That's not the path of a car company. And Master Plan Part 4 says it straight out. Tesla is building the products and services that bring AI into the physical world. This is, remember, a man who named his cars S, 3, X, and Y. He has a history of hiding messages in plain sight. Then the rest of the stack. Starlink, over 10,000 satellites, 65% of all active satellites in orbit. A communication nervous system that works where nothing else does. Neuralink, a generalized brain interface to unlock human potential tomorrow. XAI, understand the true nature of the universe. And SpaceX, the transport layer, which now owns the AI layer, extend the light of consciousness to the stars. Read them as separate companies, and you get a car maker, an internet provider, a medical startup, a chatbot, a rocket firm, Read them as one system, and you get something else. Generate the energy, build the machines, connect everything, open a port into the human brain, grow the intelligence, and carry it off-world. Every piece has a slot. Nothing is missing. And let me be clear about what I'm not saying. I can't read the man's mind. The honest version is simpler and stronger. Whether Musk means to do this or the logic of the system just points there, the direction is the same. Now, the strongest counterargument. It deserves a straight answer. If robots can colonize space 30 times cheaper, why Neuralink at all? Why not skip humans entirely? Well, here it gets interesting, because on this reading, the plan was never to replace humanity, it's to transform it. Neuralink's mission has two halves: restore independence for patients today and unlock human potential tomorrow. The first half is the legal way in to the second. Musk has even suggested, in public, that Neuralink could one day let you transfer your memories into an Optimus robot. So the bridge between biological and post-biological? In this system, it's not a metaphor. It's a product plan. And the skeptics? I take them seriously. The Wall Street Journal wrote the document had so many red flags it would have sunk any other IPO. Analysts argue the realistic near-term business isn't Mars at all. It's AI data centers in orbit and a moon economy. So that light of consciousness is just grand, over-the-top branding on top. Maybe. But look at what even the skeptics admit. Even the bear case has SpaceX sending computers into space before people. Intelligence leaves Earth before biology does. The only argument is about how far it goes. So the question now is, where does a vision this strange even come from? Nobody just wakes up one morning and decides to carry consciousness to the stars. That idea has a source, and Musk has told us exactly what it is. It's science fiction. Musk has called Asimov's Foundation series fundamental to the creation of SpaceX. The lesson he took from it, in his own words: you should try to take the set of actions that are likely to prolong civilization, minimize the probability of a dark age. Now read the Mars clause in that document again. That's foundation, turned into a pay package. Asimov wrote also another story, The Last Question, 1956. And yes, I'm about to spoil a 70-year-old ending. You've had time. Across billions of years, humanity keeps asking its ever-growing machine one question: how do we survive the end of everything? And generation by generation, the bodies fade, the minds merge with the machine, until, at the end of time, nothing biological is left, but consciousness is. And the final words of that story? Let there be light. In 1953, Arthur C. Clarke wrote Childhood's End, a novel about the last generation of biological humans. Their children transform into something the parents can't recognize, can't even follow. Clarke's point was never horror, it was transformation. The caterpillar doesn't survive becoming the butterfly. Biology, by the way, has a word for what these writers were describing: exaptation. That's when a trait evolves for one job, then gets reused for a completely different one. Feathers evolved for warmth, then they became flight. The brain evolved to survive on the savannah, then it produced mathematics. Consciousness evolved inside biology, but nothing says it has to stay there. That's the pattern in the stories, in the biology, and in a document filed with the SEC. The thing that comes out may look nothing like what went in. These writers weren't predicting Musk, but when a man who calls Asimov's Foundation the origin story of his rocket company writes "extend the light of consciousness to the stars" into an official document, the fiction stops being just fiction. Let me leave you now with a thought experiment. It tests everything in this video, and it closes the gap we opened with. For Musk's billion-share bonus to pay out, the document requires, and these are the exact words, a permanent human colony on Mars with at least 1 million inhabitants. Read that again. Human describes the colony, but the count, the million, is of inhabitants. So, suppose decades from now, a mind that started in a human body arrives on Mars, running on an Optimus robot. Is it an inhabitant? Does it keep the colony human? I honestly don't know the answer, and I suspect the answer you give reveals what you think a human is. So here's my takeaway, one line. The machine Musk built doesn't need humans to reach the stars. It needs consciousness, and it doesn't care about the container. Whether that's by design or just where the logic leads, the document, the biology, and the math all bend the same way. Which leaves the question I can't answer, so I'd rather hear your answer. Would you count that mind on that robot as human? Is that expansion or replacement? Where's the line for you? Tell me in the comments, I read them all. If these questions grab you the way they grab me, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.